Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Once again, we're going to be playing Marvel Champions, and on deck today we've got Captain Marvel fighting against Klaw. Klaw has the Legions of Hydra modular loaded in his deck, and we're all set up and ready to go. So let's get started. So starting with 1A here, underground distribution. The attack on the shield facility has been linked to an underground weapons network, so we're set up with Klaw 1 and 2. It says the modular encounter set recommended is Master Fuel, but we're going to do Legions of Hydra this time around. And as part of the setup, search the encounter deck for the defense network side scheme and reveal it, which we've already done and then shuffled, so we're ready to advance to 1B. So, underground distribution, main scheme, your investigation reveals that the criminal enterprise is operated by Klaw, an old rival of the Avengers. When revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play, engage with the first player, which is us. So, first thing is we should put the 2+1 threat on the defense network side scheme. And let's discard encounter cards until we get a minion. And first off here, we got a Hydra soldier minion joining the fray here. So he has guard, and when he's defeated, we deal ourselves an encounter card. Okay, so let's open up our hand here with our first hand of 6 cards. And let's see what this brings. Ooh, there's an energy absorption, a helicarrier, and an uppercut. Okay, so at the start of our turn, what we're going to do is we're going to use Carol Danvers' ability Commander to choose a player and draw a card. So we will choose ourselves. And Alpha Flight Station, which is a good one to have when we're in, well, when we're in either form rather. As attack team, we can remove an attack counter to deal 2 damage to an enemy. That is handy as well. And that will give us an extra attack. So actually what we're going to do is we're going to spend this combat training upgrade card, and we're going to put in this Alpha Flight Station. And the reason I'm doing that now is because Alpha Flight Station allows us as an action to exhaust it and discard a card from our hand and draw a card. But we get to draw 2 cards if we're in Carol Danvers' alter ego, if we're in an alter ego phase. So what we're going to do is let's discard uppercut. Or we're going to exhaust, then discard uppercut, and then we're going to get to draw 2 cards. So that gives us a little bit of extra cool stuff we can do, which is neat. Let's flip over to the hero side, and we got a Hydra soldier in front of us who has 4 hit points. He's got 4 hit points, and what we're going to do then is we're going to play this Photonic Blast. We're going to pay for it with this Energy Absorption card and deal 5 damage to an enemy. But if you paid for this using a energy resource, we can draw a card. So we're going to do that. So we're going to deal 5 damage. Well, 1 is going to go over. So when defeated, deal the engaged player an encounter card. So that will come out for us later. But that does take care of the minion. And because we paid with energy resources, we get to draw another card. So we get an energy channel. That is a nice card. I'm going to put that in play right away. That allows us to basically store up energy for ourselves for later turns. We've got Hulk here. And he is also quite handy. But can we do anything about that side scheme? I don't believe so. This is going to allow us to do extra 2 damage. Well, you know what? I'm just going to try to set ourselves up for future success here. I could play the power of you know what? Yeah. Let's get Hulk on play. He's just fun. I was thinking maybe I'd just do something else, and because I got 2 cards here in hand that I can't do anything with, but let's get Hulk in play using the power of aggression. So we've got an ally in play here. Unfortunately, that does mean that these two cards are, well, actually, we're going to spend, we're going to, okay, so we can either spend this and store up a token here, or we can spend it and then draw a different card. And theoretically, we could get a 1-cost card and we could actually play it yet, or we could just simply play it safe and bank it. You know what? I'm just going to play it safe and bank it. So I'm going to spend this this energy resource card. We're going to put a token on the energy channel for another day. Not going to be able to do anything with this one, but so now what we're going to do is we're going to send some attacks against Klaw here. So Hulk is going to attack for 3. So Klaw's health is going to go down to 9. And every time Hulk attacks, we have to draw a card. And let's see, if it is a energy resource, it means we have to deal 1 damage to each character. So that means Hulk takes 1 damage from the attack itself, and then he takes a further 1 damage for that. Captain Marvel is going to take 1 damage, and actually Klaw himself is going to take another damage, another point of damage, because it says 1 damage to each character. Okay, so that, and then still we can, you know what, why don't we thwart for 2, so that we're just that 1 step closer to being done with this this side scheme here. And I think that's all we can do. We could hold on to the helicarrier, or we could pitch it, and I think I'm going to do that, and we're going to see what we end up with. So it's going to draw ourselves 5 cards here. We've got Emergency, Relentless Assault, Crisis Interdiction, Photonic Blast, and a Haymaker. Okay, so that will be our cards for next go around. Emergency, when the villain schemes, reduce the amount of threat placed on the scheme by 1. So we theoretically could use that pretty quick here. So let's start the villain phase. What's going to happen here is 1 threat's going to come down to the main scheme. And, oh, sorry, we should ready our cards here. And Klaw is going to attack for a base of 0 plus 2 boost cards. Captain Marvel is going to take it on the chin. So let's see here. So 2 damage are going to come through, and the boost of the weapons runner is the weapon runner is going to engage Captain Marvel. So she takes 2 damage from that attack, goes down to 9 HP, and that was the attack. Now the weapons runner is going to attack further, and Captain Marvel is going to take the damage. Now the encounter card, an additional counter card comes down. So let's deal with this first one that we dealt ourselves earlier. It's an armored guard. So another minion is joining the fray here. He's got guard, so we cannot attack Klaw while he's in play. And what's the next one? Klaw's Vengeance. 1 revealed. In hero mode, Klaw attacks you. If this attack deals damage, place 1 threat on the main scheme. Okay, so he's going to attack again. I think I'm just going to take it. I still got 8 health. So let's see what happens here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 points of damage against Captain Marvel. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Down to 3 health. So hurting a little bit here. But we did make it through that villain phase there. And sorry, the armored guard has toughness, so he actually starts off with a tough card on him, which is a little frustrating because I was thinking, oh, Hulk can deal 3 attack, but it's not going to be enough there. Okay, last time we played, I played a Relentless Assault card at one point, but I forgot about the overkill, so I just gotta remind myself of that this time around. But again, he's got tough, so we gotta keep that in mind as well. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Then if you have the aerial trait, well, we do not. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this card using a energy resource, you get to draw a card. Okay, so what are we going to do here? So I think what we should do is first attack with Carol Danvers, and she's going to attack for 1 and get rid of this tough status card. So having done that, now he's open again, for an attack. So Hulk is going to attack the armored guard, and he does a base attack of 3. So he's going to take out the armored guard and take a damage in the process. And then what happens is we draw a card here for Hulk's forced response when he attacks, and it is a mental resource. When a mental resource comes down, it means we have to discard Hulk. So Hulk came in kind of like a bull in a china shop and did a bunch of damage, and then he just disappeared. He wanted to be alone. So, okay. Well, that took care of that one guy. And now we still have this weapons runner. But that's okay because we do have this relentless assault. And if we pay for it with a physical resource card, so let's do that. Let's play Relentless Assault. We're going to pay for it with this Photonic Blast because that has a physical resource on it. And we're going to use the Emergency card alongside it. Yeah. And we're going to deal 5 damage to a minion. If you paid for it with a physical resource, then it gains Overkill. So we're going to do 1, 2 against the weapons runner. And then 3, 4, 5 are going to bleed over into Klaw. 3, 4, and 5. So he's down to 5 hit points. We have 2 more cards in hand, so we can't play either of them. Well, this is not an action. Okay, so we're going to flip over to our alter ego side. And we're going to use the Alpha Flight Station. We're going to exhaust it, and we're going to discard a card. We're going to discard Haymaker, and we're going to draw 2 cards in its place. So what do we got here? We got Cosmic Flight and Tigra. We could put Cosmic Flight. That will give us that aerial trait that some of our cards refers to. But I think what I'm instead going to do is I'm going to spend these 2 energy resource cards, 1 and 2, because I can spend X energy resources to put that many counters there. So I'm going to save up for a big attack later on down the line. So that's 1 and 2. I'm going to keep Tigra in hand, and then I'm going to ready all my cards, and we're going to draw up to, oh, this should have gone away. We're going to draw up to 6 for our hand. So we've got Tigra, we've got Chase Them Down. There's Tac Team, Crisis Interdiction, another an Energy Absorption, that's handy, and the Power of Aggression. So there's our hand for going into the villain phase. Let's see how she goes. Okay, villain phase starts. We're going to put a threat on the main scheme. Now the villain is going to scheme, so he's going to do a base of 2 plus 3, 4, 5. Oof. Oof. Okay, well that wasn't great. So that's actually going to advance the main scheme here. So we've exceeded the amount here for the underground distribution. So now we are on to the second part of the main scheme, the secret rendezvous. It says here, Klaw has found a buyer for his illegal weapons. It's up to you to stop the sale, but the meeting is surrounded by Klaw's cronies. When revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play. Engage with the first player. So let's just get that in on the road here. Of course, when you actually want a minion, it's not coming. So just burning through this encounter deck, which is not my favorite thing to do, but here we go. Here's a Hydra Soldier. Hydra Soldier is engaging us. While this minion is engaged with you, he's got guard, and when he's defeated, deal the engaged player an encounter card. Okay, so that's similar or the same as what we had already. So now we flip over. Secret Rendezvous. Klaw is meeting with the Crimson Cowl. Klaw and the mysterious figure dart into the shadows when you confront them, and Klaw's minions move to cover their escape. If the stage is completed, the players lose the game. Okay. So that was all just occurring from the first step of the villain phase. No, that was happening. No, we did the initial threat and then the villain schemed. So he did 2 + 3 schemes. So now actually the minion gets to scheme, this newly found minion. So he's going to scheme for 1. So we actually put 1 threat on the main scheme here. And now we do an encounter card. And let's see what we got here. It is another armored guard. Armored guard who has toughness and 3 hit points. And yeah, so 2 guards are guarding Klaw now. So he's well protected. Okay, so now it's our turn here. We have to turn some things around, I think. All right, what should we do here? We need to... We can't remove any threat from the main scheme until we get rid of the defense network scheme. So that kind of... Okay. Let's put the TAC team in play using the energy absorption card as all 3 resources for it. And once we do, we put 3 attack counters on it, and we can exhaust TAC team and remove 1 attack from remove 1 attack counter from it to deal 2 damage to an enemy. So we're going to do just that. We're going to remove an attack counter, and we're going to put 2 damage on that Hydra Soldier minion. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to keep this card in hand because... Oh. I did have an idea to recover some health for Carol Danvers because she's got 3 hit points. And if we change over to... hero mode, we're going to get destroyed on the next hero, the villain phase. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to exhaust Alpha Flight Factory. We're going to discard the Crisis Interdiction card and draw 2 cards in its place. So we get an uppercut and a combat training. Combat training will just give us +1 attack if we install it. We need to exhaust Carol Danvers to recover 1, 2, 3, and 4, up to 7 hit points. Now we're going to flip over. We're exhausted, so that's not great. I don't like that. We should get a minion, an ally rather, into play. So let's get Tigra on deck here. We're going to pay for her with the power of aggression plus this combat training card. So that will give us Tigra on deck. And question, after your hero attacks and defeats an enemy. So that's not going to be my hero attacking an enemy. But regardless, Tigra is going to attack this Hydra soldier for 2 and finish him off. And she'll take a damage in the process, and when defeated, deal the engaged player an encounter card. So we get another encounter card for next time around. So this guy's still out here. He's got tough, he's got guard, but he only does 1 point of damage when he attacks. And we can't really do anything else at this point. Because yeah, we've got this. We've got 3 or 6 damage we can do from our energy channel if we tap it or exhaust it rather. But yeah, I don't want to do that. Well, I don't even think I can do that because this guy's got guard and he's got tough. So what I'm going to do is I am going to discard both of these cards, and we're going to draw 5 cards and see what we get. So here's a Crisis Interdiction. Here's another energy channel. There's a strength card. Chase them down, another one. And a genius card. Okay, so we got a lot of resources, but not a lot of cards that actually cost resources. So, okay. Alrighty. This is fine. Yeah. we'll see what happens here. Okay, so we're going to ready up, and villain phase is going to start now. So first thing happens is a threat comes down to the main scheme. The villain is going to attack for a base of 0 still. We're still on phase 1, and I'm just going to take it with undefended. So he's going to do 0 plus 2. So he's going to do 2 damage to Captain Marvel, and then the Armored Guard is going to attack. I'm also going to take that as a damage down to 4 hit points. Another encounter card is going to come down. Let's see what the first one was. Assault. When revealed, the villain attacks you. Now we're getting into dangerous territory, because with 4 hit points left and a bad draw, he could really actually take us out right here, right now. And I don't have anything in hand that can, that can avoid any damage or bad stuff. So, Tigra, sorry, but you're going to have to defend your friend, Captain Marvel, on this one. So he's going to attack for 1, 2, 3. 3. He's going to attack for 3, and this weapons runner is going to, as his boost ability, get put into play, engage with me. Tigra is defeated, so she's going to go to the discard. And now we've got another minion in play against us here, and one more encounter card yet to deal with. And this is Sound Manipulation. When revealed as the hero, you take 2 damage, and Klaw heals 2 damage. So he's going to go up to 7, and I am going to go down to 2. Okay, so that does complete the villain phase. So now we can start on our hero phase again. And what on earth are we going to do? We can use the tack team to take this weapons runner out, because it does 2 damage. So the weapons runner is gone for 2 damage. We still have this Armored Guard here. He's got 3 health and a tough card, so that's not great. I think, and I don't want to waste that energy channel either. I got this. Yeah, I got 2 big resource cards, but I don't have any anything good to remove 2 threat from a scheme. Okay, so I'm gonna exhaust Alpha Flight Station. I'm gonna tap that sideways and discard Chase Them Down and just draw 1 card, which is Spider-Woman. Okay, so we have, okay, this could actually change things around for us a little bit here. So that's a great draw. So we're going to put Spider-Woman in play. We're going to pay for her with this Genius card and this Crisis Interdiction card. And after she enters play, we get to confuse the villain. So we are definitely going to do that. So Klaw is now confused. She does 2 attack. And see, now I still have an energy channel and this strength. Okay, so she, man, I really don't like the fact that there's that tough status card, or that tough card there. She's going to attack to get rid of this tough status card, and she's going to take a damage in place. She only has 2 hit points, so that's not the best. But okay, that's fine. This is fine. We're going to put this other energy channel into play. It costs me nothing. I'm going to hold on to this card. Captain Marvel is going to flip into alter ego mode and recover 4. So she's going to go up to 6 hit points. And that is all we're going to do this turn. So now we can ready up. Like that, and we're going to draw 5 cards in addition to the strength card we have. So there's the first aid, Captain Marvel's helmet, or relentless assault, an energy, and a Photonic Blast. Okay, so now we know what we're dealing with. Our draw deck is almost exhausted, so that's going to be another encounter card for us pretty quickly here. Okay, so starting with the villain phase. A threat comes down on the main scheme. The villain is going to scheme, but he cannot because he is confused. So that confused status card goes away. The armored guard would scheme, or he is scheming, but he schemes for 0. So he is actually doing nothing. So now we're going to draw an encounter card, and that encounter card is, Madam Hydra. Madam Hydra cannot take damage while the Legions of Hydra side scheme is in play. Force response: after Madam Hydra schemes or attacks, place 2 threat on the Legions of Hydra side scheme. Well, as luck would have it, we didn't draw that side scheme first. So she is just going to be here as a thorn in our side, but that's okay. Now it's the player turn. So what should we do? We have 6 hit points right now, which is not too bad. Surely it would be nice to have a little bit more, but it is what it is. So we're going to exhaust Alpha Flight Station. We're going to discard First Aid, and we're going to draw 2, 1 and 2. Mockingbird and Avengers Mansion. We're going to use Carol. I think I forgot to do this last time, but we're going to use Carol Danvers' ability to draw a card, Cosmic Flight, and we have completely exhausted our draw deck. So I'm not sure if it's when you would need to draw a card, but I think it's as soon as it's exhausted that you actually deal yourself an encounter card and then shuffle it up. So I'm just going to do that right now. So we do have a pretty good mitt full of cards over there. So this is going to be hopefully a fun, productive turn that we can maybe even turn some things around here in this game. Not that I think it's going terribly. We've got a pretty good setup here with a bunch of cards on the table. So yeah, no, let's just see how it goes here. Okay, so that's our player deck, all shuffled up for future purposes. Okay, well, we have an ally card in hand, and that is Mockingbird. And I like to get Mockingbird. She is super handy. Get her into play here. We're going to discard the Captain Marvel's helmet to pay for her, in addition to this strength card. So that's the 3 resources that we need to put her into play. After she enters play, she stuns an enemy. So that will give us a little bit of a pass for the next villain phase when he would otherwise attack us. So based on that, I'm not going to heal. I'm going to turn over to Captain Marvel's side and continue on our turn here. So Photonic Blast allows us to deal 5 damage to an enemy, and it costs us 3. So let's do that. Play Photonic Blast. We're going to pay for it with... Well, hang on a second, because the other thing I could do is I could simply use up this energy channel. And you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, as my hero action, discard the energy channel, deal 2 damage for every counter on it. So we're going to deal 6 damage from this energy counter. We'll lose those, and we're going to take out Madam Hydra in one attack with the stored up energy that we had stored there. So okay, so that takes out Madam Hydra. So that's a good start. We've got a tack team here. Let's use the last tick of our tack team and use it to attack this armored guard for 2, 1 and 2. And then Mockingbird is going to attack for 1. So she's going to take a damage and do the final bit off of that armored guard. So now we are minionless on the table. Klaw is stunned. We have 6 hit points. We have an energy channel here, and we still have some cards in hand, which is, that's all right by me. So maybe what we ought to do is try to, yeah, maybe we have 3 threat on the main scheme, 1 on the side scheme. It's not causing us to it's not causing us to get into too much threat of the main scheme reaching its upper limit there, but that's still a possibility. Avengers Mansion, again, Avengers Mansion is nice, but boy oh boy, that's a lot of resources to devote to a single card. Well, we get to draw an extra card if we play Photonic Blast, and if we pay the 3 resources for it, we're going to pay Avengers Mansion and this energy card. So we're going to play Avengers Mansion and this energy card for the 3 resources that we need to play to pay Photonic Blast. That's going to do 5 damage to an enemy, but because we used an energy resource, we get to draw a card. So we'll draw the card here. It's a Crisis Interdiction card, and Klaw takes 5 damage. So he's going down to 2 hit points. So now just 1 more hit of 2, and then we're going to be finishing off his current stage. Deal 5 damage to a minion. Get the aerial trait, or remove 2 threat from a scheme. Then if you have the aerial trait, you can do 2 more. Why don't we do this? Spider-Woman's going to attack for 2 to finish off Klaw's current phase. In the process, she is knocked out because she takes the damage. She only has 2 hit points. Klaw is going to remain stunned, but his first phase here is done. Now, Klaw phase 2, when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Immortal Klaw and reveal it. Shuffle the encounter deck. You know, I don't even know if this is a possibility, but what if that's the card? Because it very specifically says search the encounter deck and then the discard pile, because if it's not in the encounter deck, it's going to be in the discard pile. Oh, no, there it is. There it is. Okay, never mind. That would have been an interesting ruling. But anyways, the Immortal Klaw side scheme is going to come into play. It says Klaw's Mastery of Sound allows him to restore his solid form through sheer power of will. He gets plus 10 hit points. Plus 10 hit points, and it's got 3 threat on it. So now we have 2 side schemes, which is not ideal. So Klaw's second phase has 18 hit points. 18 plus the Immortal Klaw gives him 28 hit points in total. And it's still our turn. So let's see. Yeah, we should get rid of some of these side schemes, because now we're getting silly here. An additional threat is going to come down on the main scheme while that's out. So we're going to thwart with Carol Danvers, and we're going to take out the defense network. Well, when revealed, no. I mean, either one. Six of one, half dozen the other. I mean, we're overpaying by 1, but we have to get rid of both. So defense network side scheme goes away. So now it's just the other side scheme, the Immortal Klaw, that's in play. We could, we could remove a further 2 threat from a scheme. Why don't we do that? Let's pay these 2 cards to use Crisis Interdiction to allow us to remove 2 threat from a scheme. So we're going to remove the Immortal Klaw. I'm actually not 100% sure with This symbol here, it indicates that I can't remove any threat from the main scheme. I believe I could remove threat from other side schemes, but I've already played it, and I'm not going to go back. So we're just going to allow the card played to be as such, and that is going to complete our turn. So we're going to ready up and draw 5 cards. So we got Emergency, Tenacity, a Genius, a Photonic Blast, and the Power of Aggression. Okay. Okay, so now the villain phase starts. 2 threat are going to come down on the main scheme because we have the acceleration icon on the Immortal Klaw. Now he's going to attack. However, he's stunned, so he's just going to have his stunned card discarded, and an encounter card is going to be dealt in addition to the other one that we already took because we exhausted our player deck. So now what is this? Klaw's Vengeance. After revealed, Klaw attacks you. If this attack deals damage, place 1 threat on the main scheme. He's going to attack me. If it does damage, place a threat on the main scheme. He has a base of 1. I have 6 hit points. If the draw is really bad, it could knock me out. So just because I know that that's a possibility, I don't want to lose the game right here, right now. So I'm going to block with Mockingbird. So he's going to do a base of 1, 2, 3, 4. So he does 4 damage to Mockingbird. The boost here is if this activation deals damage to you, exhaust your hero. I know this is another topic that comes up in the forums a lot, but who is you? Is it you as in the collective you, or is it you as your hero? Mockingbird is going to go away. She has been defeated. If this attack deals damage, it definitely did. So we put a threat on the main scheme. So we've got 6 threat on the main scheme. Let's swap this out here. 6 threat on the main scheme. So that's not great. If this activation deals damage to you, exhaust your hero. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you as in you and your hero and your allies. And I'm going to exhaust Captain Marvel. So, and we still have another encounter card to deal with, so that's fun. Hydra Soldier, Minion, Guard. So I can't attack Klaw now if I wanted to. There's only 1 card here. That means another acceleration token is going to come down. We really need to do something about the threat that's coming down. And if I wasn't a bit of a fool, I would have... well, you know what? He didn't scheme. So that wouldn't have had any effect whatsoever. So there's that. Shoot. Well, we've got a Photonic Blast here. So we're going to play a Photonic Blast. We're going to pay for it with this Genius card and this Emergency card. And the Emergency card is an energy resource. So deal 5 damage to an enemy. We're going to deal damage to the Hydra Soldier to take him out. When defeated, deal the engaged player an encounter card. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. So what that means is that's the final... Uh-oh. Yeah, I think we're not in good shape here. I think this doesn't look good. Unless we get like some miraculous card as the card that we get to draw for that Photonic Blast because we used an energy resource. We're looking down the barrel of a gun here. So, alrighty. Well, let's see what we got here. So I don't have to draw a card. I just had to shuffle that, and we had to deal ourselves an encounter card. At least we don't have a minion attacking us, so we got that going for us. So we use this. We get to draw a card because we use an energy resource, and it's another Power of Aggression. Boo. Boo earns. I'm not a fan of that. Well, what we can do is... No, that doesn't make any sense. I was thinking we can flip to alter ego side, but that's just going to mean more threat coming down. So let's exhaust Alpha Station. Let's pitch one of these Power of Aggression cards and draw a card. And it's a Hellcarrier. Wow, that's certainly unhelpful. Now we're going to finally use Captain Marvel's inbuilt rechannel, which says spend a energy resource and heal a damage. So yay, we get to go up to 7 hit points. And then it says draw a card. Limit once per round. And there's Tigra. Oh, wow. Okay. I can't believe that just worked. Okay, so Tigra is an aggression card, and we have a power of aggression card. So now we have 1, 2, 3 resources that we can get her on the board. So Tigra has joined the game now, unexpectedly. She only has thwart of 1. So she's going to thwart for 1. She's going to take a damage and remove 1 threat here. So now 5. What's going to happen at the beginning is 6, 7, 8. So it is still going to be enough unless we draw an emergency card. I think that's the only chance we have here of making it through this upcoming villain phase. Whew. Okay. Well, that's chances are slim, but hey, weird things have happened. We're going to draw 5. Haymaker. Nick Fury. Cosmic Flight. Crisis Interdiction. And... no, Combat Training. Okay. Well, let's face the music here. So, Klaw's turn on the villain phase starts, and what's going to happen is... with this acceleration token, this acceleration icon, and the built-in 1, then we get 1, 2, and 3. If this stage is completed, the players lose the game. Okay, well, we fought hard, but I guess it wasn't hard enough. So yeah, we have faced defeat this day, but the heroes will be back. We will seek our revenge on Klaw. Now, this is twice in a row that we did it with Spider-Man in the first few episodes there. He faced off a Klaw. Klaw kicked his butt. Same thing happened now with Captain Marvel. So I am going to switch up the deck and try a few different things next round. So we'll see how that goes. So, but yeah, we fought hard, but just couldn't pull it out in the end there. So... all right. Well, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for sticking around. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.